Yeah, good afternoon. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Saturday, the 8th of November 2025. Just my weekly analysis video where we have a look at some of the Forex pairs. I'm trading on the daily time frame using the high probability and divergence trading methods from my books. Okay, it is Saturday. It's about 4:30 p.m. Actually, the weather's pretty good here considering how many storms we've had lately. The beach has been washed away. There's a few bars that are tethering. All right, so I hope everyone's weekend's going fine. Sport, we've got Brazilian Grand Prix this weekend. I think it's the track Interlagos, good track. I got the sprint first up. That's a Formula One and rugby league. We've got Australia versus Great Britain or England. Sorry, it's a dead rubber. And I think the Wallabies are playing Italy, and I think the All Blacks have got a game on too. So yeah, a bit of sport tonight. That'll be tonight's entertainment. I'll find a bar somewhere. There's a new bar here I've never been to called Aussie Bistro, and it's a big sporting bar, so I might head there, or I might just head over to Bamboo, who knows, but who cares. All right, let's get into it. Let's have a look at the charts. So we'll go to TradingView. I'll bring up the stop right there. I'll pause the video and change my charts. All right, sorry about that. It does help if I've got the right watch list up. This is my Q12 watch list, which is the trades I referred to in this video. Now this is TradingView. I do all my analysis on TradingView. I'm not a trade signal provider. Don't follow me blindly. Do your own analysis. I'm not a trade signal provider. As long as you understand that. As you know, I make plenty of mistakes. I do call the trades pretty well live. For me, the new candle now is 5 a.m. local. I'm in Vietnam, in Da Nang in Vietnam, so I'm in Indochina time. So 5 a.m. for me is the new open of the daily candle. I don't get out of bed till 6:30 or thereabouts, so it doesn't matter. I've also got the 8-hour charts to check at that time also. So for 8-hour charts, it's obviously when I first get up at 6:30, then 1 p.m, then 9 p.m. at night. So that's it for the 8 hours, which suits me just fine. Like last night was Friday night. I didn't go out till after I dealt with about 9:30 after I dealt with the 8-hour chart. So that's the last of the week. Other than Bitcoin and Ethereum going, which I trade both on the daily and the 8-hour charts. Well, Ethereum only on the 8 hours. That's the end of the week for me, basically. As I said, don't follow me blindly. Do your own analysis. All right, all my trading's done MT4, so I just use TradingView as for my analysis, and it's good for writing notes and stuff like that. It's a nice setup for that sort of stuff. I probably don't use it to the full extent like most people do, but it's good enough for me, and I keep things pretty simple. All right, AusCAD. This is my watch list on the right. AusCAD. Look, this has just been going absolutely sideways. I took a sell here, so that was on the 13th of October, and it's just gone sideways. It's funny, because I trade daily charts on another watch list for my dollar cost averaging, and this has actually already gone to buy somewhere in here on a different platform. So what's this one? ACAP. I think the other platform might be Oanda or Pepperstone, I'm not sure. It's gone to a buy, and on Monday it's given a new sell signal. So it's good because I'm in a sell and we haven't gone through the pain of going through a buy and closing and that. So we're in a sell still, and we're close to the entry. I'm in a loss recovery, so I've got some losses to recover. You can read all about it there. But if you're just trading the traditional way without doing the loss recovery, which every trade signal I call, initial trade signal is based on, you can just place it without worrying about you can place a stop. There's nothing to stop you doing that. You can place a target if you wish. I don't trade without stops, so I've got a plan, as you'll know. So if you had taken the sell here, your stop would have been above the high here somewhere. So probably just below the level of the red QMP filter dot. So you wouldn't have been stopped out. You'd still be in this trade. But knowing what traders are like, a lot of them would either be closing out or stressing or thinking it's going nowhere, just getting out. You just got to learn to sit on your hands. But in the meantime, I should really draw that dot there. We had a green MACD platinum dot, or blue dot, sorry, below the zero level. So that sort of puts me in buy mode. And there's this hidden bullish divergence, which really didn't follow through not much. If we did get a buy there, could have probably taken it. But it didn't happen because we didn't get a blue QMP filter dot. So now we're just sort of we've got a red dot on the MACD Platinum right at the 0 level. So it's all a bit messy and just going absolutely nowhere. So I spent a lot of time talking about nothing there, didn't I? Right, Aussie Japanese yen. This is a sell trade from the 5th of November. Remember when I call these trades, like I said, I get out of bed at 6:30. By the time I check all the charts, tidy up all the spreadsheets and prepare my daily update sheet and take a screenshot. I take a screenshot of the trade and post it in the Telegram groups and the Facebook group. And everyone's more than welcome to join any of those groups. So, and any management of those trades I also call on the day. So we're in a sell here. It's a high risk trade going against this uptrend. You can look at the moving averages. MACD Platinum's above the 0 level. So remember, we're looking to sell when it's above the 0 level and buy when it's below the 0 level. It's an oscillator, so it always comes back to the 0 level. It's a MACD Platinum, that's just a fancy name for a zero lag MACD. I got this indicator years ago. I'm not even sure. I was with a prop firm before prop firms were popular. And it cost me a small fortune to join, and I was doing very well with them, but then they were, like a lot of prop firms, dodgy as or corrupt, and they went under, but at least I got a couple of good indicators from them, and the MACD Platinum was one of them. So that's the Aussie yen going nowhere near our entry. Aussie New Zealand. Now, I'm not in any trades at the moment. I'm sort of kicking myself that I didn't take this buy here. I probably should have. It was a good setup based on the hidden bullish divergence. But the thing that threw me was that price didn't come back close enough to the MAs for my liking. So that gap between the low and the 50 EMA, it just wasn't close enough. Look, the MACD Platinum is a long way below the 0 level. There's hidden bullish divergence there. I probably should have taken. Hindsight says I should have. I would have recovered this loss because I'm in a loss recovery thing here. Yeah, lesson learned. In the meantime, now we've got regular bearish divergence forming. MACD Platinum through the 0 level, just waiting on a sell setup. That's basically what I'm doing now. And kicking myself for not taking that buy. Lesson learned. Aussie USD. All right, we'll just go through with what happened here. We had a buy and had a loss. Then we took a second buy in here, recovered everything, stopped out, and for an overall profit, and the previous loss was recovered. So they're finished. I just left them on the chart to show you. So they're all done. Any previous trades are gone. So all that leaves me now is this sell from the 5th of November, so I think a few days ago. Sell. Look, it's not a great setup. It's a little ugly, as I said, a bit sideways. The market, have a look at it. Look, I've been going on about this 65-cent level. That's a green dashed line. It seems to be like forever. It's like an absolutely magnet at the moment. We've got hidden bearish divergence there. It's a little bit tricky to spot, but remember, yeah, looking for the high, and that's your high there. I know it's not obvious on the MACD Platinum, but it correlates to that high up there. So lower high, higher high. And now the MACD Platinum's at the 0 level, basically prices at my entry point. We're at the 65-cent level. Who knows which way it's going to go. So we're just going to sit tight for a couple of days to see how we go. Bitcoin, BTC, USD. All right, I got a little bit tricky here. I took this buy trade here on the, it was a little bit late to the party, but it was on the Sunday, the 26th of October. So that's the weekend signal. So I got in a bit late, doesn't matter. Then it reversed to a sell. Now, the MACD Platinum hadn't gone through the 0 level, so it's not a valid sell as such. All I did was take a hedge sell. So buy, and it's for 0.08, and I took a sell for 0.08. So S1 sells it, same. So I'm basically hedged. I'm hedged. I'm just locking in a loss between that red line and that blue line. That's all it is. These levels here, that's $120,000 level, and that's $100,000 level. Now it's got back to 100. Apparently Bitcoin's crashing. If you listen to all the pundits, geez, it's only dropped 100,000. To me, that's nothing. So we've got this Divergence now potentially forming. It's going to be bounce around about the 100. There's going to be plenty of orders around 100,000. There'll be a lot of buy orders, I imagine, too, because people think it's a big round number, it'll bounce. So I'm basically waiting on a new buy signal. MACD Platinum's below the zero level. If I get a buy, I'll go in with 0.24 3 times, and that'll give me a break even somewhere. I might even close the sell if I can get a profit on that, and just go DCA on the buy side. That's the plan. So at the moment, I'm just waiting, locking in a loss. Can't lose any more other than overnight swap fees. But yeah. All right, Euro Aussie in a buy. Let's go to this one. This was a sell here. What did we do here? Closed half, put a stop and play, stopped out for an overall profit on the 6th of November. Popped up, stopped out. Overall profit, no dramas. So that's gone. Then I took this buy on the 7th of November, so yesterday. It's nothing to get really excited about. It's not a bad setup because there's a decent support level on price there. But, you've got this resistance level up here too. So like a lot of the markets at the moment, there's a lot of sideways action. So hopefully we'll just at least get up to that high and we get the MACD Platinum through the zero level. We can close half, put a stop in place and not lose. Look at it at the moment. It's just bouncing between the two levels. So it's a Euro Aussie, Euro Yen, my never ending, I don't know why I trade yen pairs, seriously. Nah, they do my head in, but I'm determined to make some money off them. So we're in a sell trade from the 5th of November. That's this one here. Now I'm in loss recovery mode because I took a sell here initially. That's my first one. And there was an opposite QMP filter dot, so I closed for a loss. If you had a stop in place, you would have been close to being stopped out anyway, or if you hadn't been, just close it on the opposite QMP filter dot and save yourself a few dollars. So then that wasn't a valid buy, but like the yens do, they tend to grind up a long time. So I took a sell here. Again, we got regular bearish divergence. It's basically gone nowhere and it's above my entry. These yellow lines are just my targets for my loss recovery. It doesn't look like far to go and it shouldn't be far to go, but it is giving me grief as usual. So that's where we're trying to get down to. At the moment, we're still in sell mode. If you did take this sell, like it's a high risk trade against this big uptrend, big steady uptrend, you go in with a lower percentage risk because it's definitely not an A+ setup. You have a stop sort of around the red dot there, or just through that red dot, QMP dot, and that's where your stop would be. But yeah, it's a yen pair. It's funny, I'm so much more relaxed on my DCA watch list because there's only one yen pair and it's the USD Japanese yen. I just want to have one in there. It's just no grief caused. And the only pair that's given me grief in the 8-hour DCA trades is the Euro Yen from. And I actually went through it yesterday, the Euro Yen 8-hour, to see if I could have done things differently. And yeah, I did make mistakes. So, and now it's got out of hand and it's caused me grief. But that's for Wednesday's videos. All right, Euro USD. Now this is a start. On Monday, we've got 2 new trade signals. This is the first one. So it's a new buy. It's a QMP, blue QMP filter dot. MACD Platinum's below the zero level. All I want to do is move the line. So it's a new buy on Monday. Obviously, I don't know where the entry is, hence the blue line's out there, and I can't put a price in as yet. This is a loss recovery. I did take a buy in here, and it lost. I reversed on this. I closed out on this opposite QMP filter dot, so I took a small $83 loss. I've got to make that up. So there's regular bullish divergence there. The only thing I don't like, and I mentioned this, it's a high risk trade because of market structure. It's starting to flatten out a bit. There's a lower low here, lower high, lower low, and potentially a lower high. I don't know. So it is a high risk trade, but if you take this buy and you put a stop in place, put it down here somewhere around that, just around the blue dot, and don't go in with your full. If your maximum risk is 2% on a trade, I wouldn't go in with 2. I'd probably go in with 1 or something like that. To me, it's just not a great setup, but because it complies with all my rules, I'm taking it, and I've got a loss recovery thing to do, so it's all good. So Monday, Euro USD, new buy setup. And on my DCA list, there's Euro, Swiss franc, and also the USD Singapore dollar. They're all very similar, as you'll see with I've got the Singapore dollar on this list, I think. Yeah, some of that, there it is, yeah. So that's a new buy on Monday. Pound Aussie, my most recent trade was this buy on the 7th of November. It's going nowhere fast. I'm still in this sell trade from the 24th of October. Got to stop and place, can't lose on that. So there's the sell there, S1. Or sorry, S2, can't you see? S2 sell, closed half, stop and place, can't lose. Happy to just sit on that while I've got this buy on. So there's the buy. Now this new buy trade, it's a decent setup because you've got this big support here at this 2.0000 level. MACD Platinum's a long way below the zero level, even though the MAs are starting to turn to the downside. I like this support. It's bounced up. There was some news this week for the pound. It was, I think it was an interest rate thing, so that created a bit of movement on the pound. But we're not going anywhere fast at the moment. But the good thing is we've still got this hedge sell on, so it's not too bad. Pound Swiss, similar. I'm in a sell here. That was a loss recovery. That's all been recovered. Got to stop and place. You can read all about up there. Trail my stop down. It's under the entry point. Can't lose on the sell. Then I took this buy. That was on the 4th of November. Look, it's a high risk trade. Look, the trend's down, but because I've got a sell on, which is good. There's regular bullish divergence, which is good. But the MACD Platinum's just below the zero level. It would have been a trade I'd be reluctant to take if I didn't have that sell on. It's just not convincing, especially the trend. You can see the moving averages. It's definitely downtrend. And even though there is divergence there, it's not great. It's not extreme or anything like that. But, you know, there's a bit of wiggle room to the moving averages because price normally goes close to them or back to them, or the moving averages come to price. And the fact that I've got the sell on, which is not too bad. All right, pound CAD, in a buy here from the 7th of November. Had that news, bounced off this big support level here. You can see it's a big level. That's been in that video for a while now. It's come down, bounced off it, took the buy, and it's going nowhere. Still kicking myself for not taking this sell up here. All right, let's move on, Jim. Stop. All right, here's another one I should have taken. Give yourself an uppercut, Jim. No, there's a reason I didn't take this sell. All right, so let's have a look. Took a buy here, it lost. Didn't go up enough. The MACD Platinum didn't go through the zero level. Took a second buy here, that sell's not valid. Took a second buy here, and that lost. It didn't go up either. Even though the MACD Platinum's gone through the zero level, I wasn't in a position to do anything. Couldn't recover my previous loss. This sell here, now, is good, nice, hidden, bearish divergence there, which is great. But by the time, if I'd got the QFB filter dot in the candle before, it would have been great. I got it on this candle, and it was just at the zero level. I mean, if you look over here, the orange number, when I put it over, 0.000010. Look, I probably should have taken that sell, and in hindsight, it would have been a good thing. You don't know until after the fact, obviously. That's what hindsight, that's what's called hindsight. It would have recovered my previous losses, and because of the hidden, I've got to get more aggressive on the hidden divergences. I'm sort of avoiding a couple. There's two on this video that I've shown you that I should have probably taken, and both of them worked out well. And I go on about hidden divergence being so good, and I'm not even following my own rules here. So, yeah, I've got to slightly adjust my thinking on that. Give the divergence more bias sort of thing, you know. All right, let's have a look. New Zealand USD. Wasn't bias was the word I was looking for. Is weight, more weight. All right, New Zealand USD. Things are pretty good on the New Zealand. Took a sell back here. That was on the 19th of September. It's got a stop and place there. Can't lose. So that's good. I did take these. If you remember, I took a buy here. I think I took a, I'm not sure if I took a hedge and a second buy, or I just took a buy, then a second buy. I remember doing something tricky with that, and I managed to get out at least a small profit overall. So we didn't lose anything in the buy side, that was good. And then another sell presented here. Now this is the hidden bearish divergence, so you can see it there. I know it's a little bit tricky to spot, but I keep on going on about it, I know. But if you see these things, take them, as Jim says to the other Jim. All right. And this one it was a good setup. The MACD Platinum's above the zero level. Price had come back close enough that MAs took the sell, and it's paid off. And I've already closed half of this, and the stop is the same stop for the previous sell. So I've got two sells on. Definitely can't lose on number one, and I don't think I can lose on number two. Worst case scenario, number two, overall break even. But I'll try and drag that stop down a bit. If we do get a buy signal down here somewhere, and we have got regular bullish divergence starting to form, and the MACD Platinum is through the zero level, if we do get a buy signal, I might look at closing one of the sells completely, just trailing the other one. That's the plan, Stan. So looking good on the New Zealand USD. USD Singapore dollar, this is my second trade for Monday. This is a new sell trade. You can see there's a red QMP filter dot on the price chart. But there's my notes. Now this is very similar to Euro USD except in reverse. Instead of going down, it's going up. Higher risk trade, look at market structure, higher highs, lower low. Higher highs, higher lows. It's obvious. So what if that kept on going? This would come down a bit, then bounce up and go back up. But because we've got regular bearish divergence, we're above the zero level, I'm taking the sell. Again, if your maximum risk is 2%, go on with 1% or something like that. Put a stop in place. If you use a stop around that red dot area, just right through the middle, that'd be perfect for it. Maybe even across a bit higher, across the top of the dot, or something like that. But I'm taking the sell there on Monday, very similar to Euro USD. It's obviously correlation involving the US dollar. Keeping in mind that over 70%, I think it's 72%, of all Forex transactions across the planet every day, or on average, involve the US dollar by about 70-something%. So the US dollar is a very strong currency. And what is it with the US market? It's still in shutdown. I think it's a record, isn't it? Record 36, 37 days or something. It's a record. I don't know how that works. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's funny, my brother just got back from the States. He went to Florida and Texas for a couple of work convention things. And I was chatting to him last night, the first time I chatted since he got back by video call, and he's telling me he's getting stressed out about the culture of the tipping culture and the way the shutdown. He couldn't wrap his head around it. All right, let's move on. XAG USD, which is silver, still in this sell, can't lose, stop in place. Now, you've got all this divergence down here. Again, it's a little bit tricky to spot when you see it like that and like that, because you're looking for the obvious lows and highs, but that is the low. You got to remember, reds are normally the high points and the blue dots are the low points or close to it. So in here, and it correlates with those lows there. So we've got this hidden bullish divergence forming everywhere. MACD Platinum's a long way below the zero level. Prices stops just below that big round number, which is the $50 level. It's a silver. In this sell, can't lose, but I'm waiting on a buy. Already had a blue dot on the MACD Platinum below the zero level, and it's starting to turn up. Price has just gone sideways. It'd be nice to get a buy signal anywhere in here. Price has come back close enough. I've always got a bullish bias on the metals. Yeah. And gold, XAU USD, gold, very similar. You'll find that gold and silver tend to move pretty similar a lot of the time. Got a sell. There's a couple of sells. Remember, I got myself in a bit of trouble because I missed this buy signal here, but all good, worked out, can't lose. So I've got a stop in place just below the entry, and again with a big round number of the 4,000 level. So it's like a magnet, these big round numbers. And similar sort of scenario on the divergence, hidden bullish divergence. Looking forward to taking a buy trade at some point. MACD Platinum a long way below the zero level. Now to my problem pairs, 3 of them. Pound yen, which is my biggest one, just because I got the biggest loss on it, about 20,000 or so. There it is there. Last trade was this sell. I did manage to close out. I was in 2 sequences, if you remember. So I took 2 sells there and it come down and one was recovered. So I managed to make a little bit of money, recover another loss. So now I'm just back to this stuff here. So that's all recovered. That previous one, you can have a look at the spreadsheet if you want the information on that. Where was it? So it was trade 153 on the spreadsheet if you have a look at that. So that's all dealt with. So now we've just got this problem, just trying to recover this $20,000 loss. So at the moment I've just got the 1 sell trade on, but I want to recover that loss. And I'm just going to keep on grinding away with big position size till I get that. Might take me, I might be talking about this in about 5 years. Still, it's not. What do they say? Don't do revenge trading. This is not revenge. This is personal. That's all good. Pound USD. Righto. This had a good drop. Took a long time. I'm in these old sell trades from down here, so I'm in a little bit of pain here. I don't want to repeat the story, but I went on a midweek bender months ago, and it just caused me all sorts of grief, and I'm still paying the price for it. So then we took these buys up here. Now then it's dropped, and I thought, oh, here we go, it's coming down to the sell trades. At least I can start. But no, it's got a reversal here. Found some support at the 1,300 level, and bounced up, and we got a buy signal. So I had to take this buy in here. Loss today, it's only about 4,700. That's the loss, but because I've got open trades on it, losing, so it's bigger than that, obviously. So I'm just trying to chip away, and I like trading this pair. So it's like the pound yen. It's not the same pain, obviously, with the loss, but it's a challenge, and I've accepted it. No, it's all good. I like trading this pair, so we're fine. So hopefully we'll just get a bit of direction, and all I'm going to do is chip away. And what I mean by chip away is, say this trade keeps on going up and gives me some profit before it rolls over and goes to the downside again. I can take that profit and either remove it from one of the sells or one of the buys. I normally go to the extreme prices and have a look at which ones give me grief and swap fees, stuff like that, and I might just take away a bit of that. So if this trade down here was, for example, 0.56 lots, I might take off, 0.4 lots or something like that, just so any profit, it's pruning. So that's what I'm doing. But in the moment, we're between the buys, the extremes there, and the sells down there. We're in the middle, right in the middle. USD CAD, not so bad, but it was a pair that I've gotten some grief with. The last trade was this buy here. I was hoping to get did take this sell here, made some money on that, lost on one, made some on another, and we're just trying to cut this back. So profit today, yeah, it's not much. Last trade was, I was hoping to get a sell signal today or for Monday. We didn't. I think that big candle's based on those Canadian employment numbers on Friday. That's probably a result of that. We've got regular bearish divergence. So what will happen here is if we get a sell signal and there's not too much damage on this buy trade, I'll just close out for a loss and take another sell, which will bring up my overall break even. I'm in DCA mode. So that's the USD CAD. So those 3, the pound yen, the pound USD, and the pound CAD are what I call my problem pairs or problem children. So we're just working there. All right, US stock market, US 500. Last signal was this sell up here, reached a high, and like I always say, you're probably a fool betting against the US market. Best just to buy and look at the trend is up, but it's definitely a sell signal. All right, boys and girls, that's it for the video. If you do like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It would be always appreciated. I know not many people watch these videos these days. They're not the most exciting videos, I get it. But it helps me keep on track. And like every Saturday I sit, doesn't matter how I'm feeling, I sit at some time during the day and do this video, go through all my pairs, have a look, update all my spreadsheets, make sure everything's up to date. And I go over every pair. It just gives me a fresh start to the week every week. So All right, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Thank you. Bye.